Hello everyone and welcome to Kim's Cozy Corner. I am going to preserve more vegetables in this video, and we are going to do pressure canning, water bath canning, as well as freezing on this video. Today, I am going to work on preserving lots of different vegetables, which include peppers, sweet peppers that is. I'm also going to be preserving okra and some little baby dill cucumbers. Those are the three different things that we're going to preserve today. So we're going to start with these peppers right here that I am going to freeze. I was just in the process of getting the seeds out, getting the stems off, and I almost ate this one, y'all. This right here, y'all, is my favorite pepper. This is called a Thunderbolt, and y'all, it's super thick. I don't know if you can see how thick that is. It's super thick, and it is the sweetest pepper I've ever tasted. But I'm just chunking them up like this right here. I'm going over to my chopper, putting them in the chopper like that. And there it is. There's my chopped up peppers. So we will finish this process with, and I don't have many. This is all I'm going to do today. But we're going to do these chopped up and vacuum sealed. So let me finish chopping them up. Now let's not confuse them with these over here. These are my spicy peppers. I got a little bit of everything. Lots of jalapenos over here. I have cayenne peppers, poblano peppers right here. This right here is a Joe Parker. And we will do something else with those back there. But we're going to work on these sweet ones right now. I'll bring you back when I get them all chopped up. Y'all, I had someone show me a trick where you take your thumbs and you push the center of a bell pepper like that right there. And it pulls the stem and all of the little stuff out without having to spend a lot of time chopping off the top. So let me show you. Let's turn it this way. Let's see if it worked. I'm trying to do it with one hand, so we'll see. Well, that part did come off. But with this being such a small pepper, oh, it's not in there. Oh, it did break off. Oh, I wish I had another one I could show you, because it did. I didn't have to spend any time working on those seeds, y'all. All right, just a little trick. All right, so here's our peppers right here. I am going to use my Food Saver. It's one of many different brands on the market. I'll put links to everything from my chopper to the Food Saver, pressure canner, all that kind of stuff. All the links will be below. The reason why I prefer to freeze my peppers, one, it keeps them a little drier than putting them in and processing them in a pressure canner, which you can do, and I might try some later on, but for now we're just going to freeze. But by vacuum sealing them, it'll give them more shelf life in your freezer. And so the other thing that I like about this is that I get to decide how much I want to put in here. So in other words, it's already pre-measured. So I believe, let me see how many I want to have here. That's a half cup. So that's a whole cup right there. Let's do a 2-cup batch. Two. All right. So this is a 2-cup batch. And I'm just going to vacuum seal it. And y'all, I love this vacuum sealer. I really do. And while it's doing that, I could be preparing the next bag. I'm sealing the bottom of the next bag while we're working at the top here. So this is completely vacuum sealed. My date is on here. It's already measured out into 2 cups. Depending on the recipe, there's 2 cups of peppers ready to go. Well, I guess if I feed it properly, there we go. Now we go, we'll get it sealed properly. All right, now we're going to get ready to set up the next bag. So when you pull the first one and you cut it off, then you just turn this down here to seal. It's sealing the bottom of the bag, so I don't have to buy pre-made bags. When it gets done sealing, this light right here will go off. And now the bottom of the next bag is ready to go. So this next one, I think I'm going to do 2 cups in this one as well. That bag size feels about right. Cut it off. It's already ready to go. I can be working on the next bag while I'm filling this one. We're going to do 2 cups again because I don't think I have much more than that. So that's another 2 cups. And y'all, I got peppers from last year still. But in the winter, I like to make like some of my spaghetti sauces, pizza sauce, stewed tomatoes, that kind of stuff in the winter when the garden has slowed way down. And while I'm making those items, it calls for peppers. At least I like to put peppers in mine. I just pull these out and we're good to go. Or maybe I want to make hot sauce in the winter. I can take the frozen peppers out and make hot sauce from the frozen peppers. So I will be freezing those hot peppers as well. And this one is ready to go. So I'm going to finish. Actually, I'm pretty much done with the sweet peppers. Now we're going to go work on those hot peppers. But I'm going to mix in these last few sweet peppers. I can go from sweet to hot, but not from hot to sweet. So we will finish doing the exact same process with our hot peppers. The only difference is for the hot peppers, y'all, I'm gonna put some gloves on. I don't want to get this in my eye in any way, shape, or form. And I touch my face a lot. But these spicy peppers, the oils in them will mess you up fast. And we're going to use the exact same process. Do you like that? And we'll do that with these hot peppers over here. For the jalapenos, I'm leaving the seeds. I'm just going to cut the tops off and keep seeds and all. And I am going to use this, y'all, to make a hot sauce. That's the serrano right there. Leaving that one whole, seeds and all. Boy, this is going to be some hot pepper. I'm going to have to find some sweet peppers to go in it, of course. The seeds are the hottest part of the pepper. So if you want to increase the heat of a pepper, keep the seeds. What is your favorite pepper for hot sauce? Or do you not really know the difference in them? Do you care? But is there a pepper that you really prefer to use when you're making your hot sauce? I like hot sauce, but y'all, I like to be able to taste while I'm eating the hot sauce. And I want to have my taste buds when I'm done making the hot sauce and eating the hot sauce. So I like heat, but I like a sweet heat. I want to be able to taste the flavor, not just the heat, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I didn't show you, but all my vegetables, they've already been washed. They've already been managed. And they're sitting here for people to enjoy. I'm not taking all of them. We'll leave some of them over here for others. All the people who come in my home, I just like, if you see any hot peppers and you want them, take them, because there's definitely more than I can do anything with. All right, we're going to go and do the exact same thing. Now, there's a little sweetness to this too, but y'all, this would be dangerous. But we're going to go do the exact same thing with these peppers, and I'm going to actually mark on them hot peppers for hot sauce. Okay, y'all, I've been off camera, but I'm finished with my peppers. I have 2 cups of hot peppers, and I have 4 cups, 2 in each pack, of sweet peppers. I have 1 cup of hot peppers left, and it really wasn't enough to mess up a vacuum seal bag, so we are going to pressure can them. Here's the book right here that I'm going to be using for the recipe. Now it says that I'm supposed to first blanch these before I put them in the jar. I'm not blanching. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put the raw pack in here. I'm going to add hot boiling water to the top of it, right? Get the bubbles out, clean the rim, finger tight, and then we're going to pressure can for 35 minutes. The only one thing in here that it says to be kind of careful of, that I want to make sure I point out to you, it says do not process in jars larger than a pint. And it says whether you're doing a 8-ounce jar or a pint jar, you still need to process them for 35 minutes. So that's what we're going to do. We're just not going to do that right now. The next thing that we're going to do right now is move into water bath canning of pickles. And I've been pickling, oh goodness, for a couple of weeks now. We've done bread and butter pickles. I've done spears. I've done chips. I've done dill pickles as well as a spear. But this time we're going to be doing whole little bitty baby cucumbers and turning them into pickles. I already have my cucumbers here, and I don't have many, y'all. I think maybe 2 jars if I'm lucky. So I have my cucumbers soaking in a salt water brine, lightly salted brine. They've been in the refrigerator for a little over a couple of hours from what we harvested this morning, which is long enough. I usually prefer overnight, but that's long enough. One of my first steps is to fill the water up to the line on the inside of this pot here. I'm going to use my Presto digital canner to water bath can because it can do both. It can pressure can and water bath can, but it can only water bath can pints, not quart-sized jars. All right, I'm up to the line. Now let's find us some jars. Hopefully this is going to be enough, but I have 3 in there. I already know I need to process for 10 minutes, so we're going to plug it up. I'm going to lock it down. We are water bath canning, and we're going to do it for 10 minutes. And I've already inserted the jars. Now, the last time that I made dill pickles, I had extra brine, if you want to call it that, right? The base for the juice for the pickles. And so we are going to reuse this. Now, I am going to heat it up just a little bit, getting it to a little warmer than room temperature, and pour them over the pickles when I go to put them in, since they're out of the refrigerator. I want to get everything to about the same temperature so that we don't have any glass breakage or anything like that when we get ready to start our process. The other thing that I know I'm going to need is a lot of hot water to fill this canner up, because the water has to be at least an inch above whatever it is we're water bath canning. And I know I don't have that there. So I am going to get a pot of water going on the stove. It doesn't have to be boiling hot water, but I want it to be about the same temperature as the hot water that's already in there, as the hot jars that I have, as the hot liquid that I have, right? Y'all see the theme? Keeping everything about the same temperature. All right, our jars are done heating. So it's now time. Oh, I can pour these right back in here. Since the water has to be above the jars, I can just pour it right on back in the pot to help with all that water I'm going to need to put in there. Okay, I got a couple big ones, so I don't want to put all the big ones in one jar. Let's see if we can make this work, y'all. I'm trying to make all this fit in 3 jars. Wish me luck. All right, I feel good about that one. This one I don't feel good about. Yeah, we working at it. Okay, I feel better. Now I'm only forced to eat 2. One of the things that I always talk about is making sure you have on clothes so you don't mess your clothes up when you're pickling cucumbers. And y'all have on a white shirt, so let me go get my apron. give me just a little bit more protection right in the front there. So anyway, I've already heated up the brine to about room temperature. We're gonna pour it in these jars. If the cucumbers keep coming in, y'all, I might do a spicy dill pickle. That sounds like fun. I got too much brine in this one. Try not to mess my placemat up, y'all. I'm trying. I think that one's okay. And y'all, these are super small batches. I get it. Super, super small. Oh, these might be spicy dill pickles anyway, because I left some of the seeds from this knife, from the hot peppers, on there. It might have some spice whether we want it or not, y'all. Anyway, we'll get those in there. Finger tight, finger tight. And I'm water bath canning, so let's get the water. So the water has to be higher than the jars. Let's see if I made enough. I'm just a teeny little bit short, so I'm just gonna do tap water, hot tap water to finish it off, because just need just a hair. I like to be about 1.5 inches over the jars, so just a hair. We should be fine with a little bit of just hot water versus right at the boiling temperature. With water bath canning, you don't need the regulator, so we won't be putting the regulator on. All we're gonna do is lock it down and start the process. Now, let's clean our mess up so we can get ready to do the pressure canning of our okra. And I think I only have like a jar, maybe a jar. Maybe that's all I need right there of okra. But let's clean our mess up while we wait for this to finish. The pickles are done. I've already pulled them out and I had to stop myself, but there they are. Some jars of, well, I wanted them to be baby dill pickles, but they're not so baby, but they're done. I like to unplug it, give it a minute and plug it back up. I had to take the water level back down to the line. We are pressure canning for 35 minutes. And I did let this water cool off just a little bit because those jars are room temperature, but that water was boiling. So I let them cool off just a little bit. And then we're going to go through the pressure canning process. So now that I've inserted the jars, they're going to warm the jars, and it won't take long since the water is nice and warm. And then we will can up that okra. So as we're thinking about our okra and how we need to prepare for the okra, again, I'm using my book right here. Okra does not have a raw pack option. It only has a hot pack option. So according to this book, if it's not in the book, it's not a tried and true, trusted, approved, I should say. It's not an approved pressure canning method. So we are going to go ahead and do the hot pack option. So basically, I'm just going to blanch the okra for 2 minutes in boiling hot water and drain the hot water off of them. All it's going to do is make it more pliable to go into the container. That's it. So we're going to go ahead and do it for the okra. Same thing for the peppers. It called for a hot pack only. It didn't say that you could raw pack. But y'all, I am not going to heat up these teeny little cuts of peppers. We're going to leave them just like this. But for the okra, since it's much bigger, we will go ahead and blanch them before we get them started. So that's what I'm working on right now. And guess what, y'all? The jars are already ready. We will only be adding a 1/2 teaspoon of salt to the jars. And really, y'all, that's it. It's an easy process now that I'm kind of getting in the swing of things when it comes to canning. So we will go ahead and get that okra blanched and get it in our jars and get this last step started. I already got the ends cut off. I've already have them washed up, ready to go. I got the tops cut out of them. And we are going to just blanch them for 2 minutes. And that's not long, y'all. That's not long at all. 2 minutes. and then we will pour them out and start filling our jars. 2 minutes are up. It didn't take long. Don't want to get burnt in the process. All right, there's the okra. Now, y'all know I don't like okra. I don't like it at all. And my mom has always just froze okra over the years. That's just how she went about it. Well, this year, I'm trying to keep the freezer as clean and clear as possible. So I'm going to try to can okra for this year. Should go that way. I know some up, some down. Oh, that one too long. Put you over there. And it stinks right now, but hey, if she likes it, if mom likes it, mom gets it. I had a few people tell me to leave my mom alone about not watering my garden. And everybody who follows me should know that I love my mom to death. If she said I wasn't going to water another thing, that would be quite all right with me. So, you know, it's a little fun, a little jest when I lose crops because mom decided not to water. It's no big deal. All right, y'all. I don't have enough okra for that jar. I'm going to have to find another jar. I'll be back. All right. This is my absolute last, and I do mean last, pint-sized jar. So before I'm doing this step, I do want you to know that I put some hot water in there and let it sit for a little bit to warm that jar so it can be the same temperature. All right, 2 partially full jars. That's all she got. That's all I got to work with. 2 partially full jars. Half a teaspoon of salt in each. I'm going to go ahead and pour my boiling hot water into all of this. Man, y'all, I just can't do this. It's not enough. Let's go the other way. How about 1 jar this size? Y'all, eventually I will make my mind up. I should have done a dry run when the okra hadn't been blanched yet to figure out what was the right number of jars. That's what I should have did. Yeah. But see, I didn't think they were going to fit in 1 jar. That's why I went down the path that I went. Y'all, we will learn together with this stuff that I don't eat. I want to make sure I give her a good quality product, even though I'm not eating it. Yeah, this is the way to go, y'all. Now, I could have made the presentation prettier, right? I could have had them all standing up nice and pretty. That didn't happen. But that's okay. They're going in here, and they all bending and doing what they're supposed to do. All right, now we have our okra in there. Boiling hot water for this. I think I read on my canner that I'm not supposed to can just 1 jar when I'm canning. You have to have at least more than 1 jar. So that's why I'm doing this. And I also had someone ask me a question about, you know, canning 2 different type materials at the same time in your pressure canner. And as long as they have the same time, it's not a big issue. And the other thing is that if one has less time, so like for example, I need to can this for 35 minutes. These peppers, I need to can them for 35 minutes. This, I need to can for, I think it was 25 minutes for a pint jar. I think is what it said, 25 minutes. And a quart jar was 40 minutes, I think is what it said. But this is a pint and a half. And so according to the book, I'm supposed to go up to the next size. So I'm supposed to can this for 40 minutes. That's what it says. 40 minutes for this, and then 35 minutes for this one. So I am setting my canner for 35 minutes. Yes, I am. That's what I'm setting it for, 35 minutes. If the pint is only 25 minutes and a quart is 40 minutes. That's 15 minutes difference in time. 35 minutes is enough. And this is a sample, y'all. We're checking. Follow the directions in the book, y'all. Follow the approved recipes if you don't feel comfortable doing what I'm doing. Let me start there. Follow the recipe. I know this is 25 minutes or 35 minutes for the recipe. If I had stayed in pint-sized jars, it was 25 minutes. Pint and a half, I'm supposed to go up to the quart-sized jar, which is 40 minutes. I'm not doing that. I'm doing 35 minutes for both. That's what I'm going to do because I need at least 2 jars to can. And this is the only 2 jars I have, y'all. That's it. That's all I got. That's it. That's all. So we got to use what we got, y'all. And that's how I'm thinking about it. And I know Mom's planning on trying these out in about a week. So we should be fine. We'll get to see how they really taste. No, let me back up. I'm not eating this. She's going to taste this in about a week to see how it tastes and if this is a process we want to use in the future. So this is a test run. If I was only canning okra, I would can a quart size or a pint size. Pint and a half, I'm supposed to go up to a quart. So I'm just going to keep saying it because that's the approved method. I blanched the way they told me to. I did everything else like they told me to. Just that one thing I'm not going to do today. All right, I filled my jars. I'm going to start my canner. And it's got to get up to pressure and do all of those type things. And this will tell me what to do next and follow all of the steps. But y'all, that's it. This stuff will be out shortly. Let me clean my mess up. Okay, y'all, it's done. It's done. It's cooled. I started to open it. Almost forgot you. But I stopped to bring you with me. All right. Our 2 little jars. It's not much, but it's more than what we had. So there's that nasty, disgusting okra. Y'all, that don't look good. I don't like that. But it's not done. We'll let Mom give it a try. But yeah, y'all, that don't look good to me. But we'll see. Let's go put this one down. And then here are my peppers. And there's not many in there. And they are floating, but they will eventually settle. But there are my jar of hot peppers just in boiling water. This isn't pickled, if you know what I mean. The next batch, I may go ahead and pickle as well, but here we go. There are the peppers. Now, I know in today's video, I didn't follow all of the safe canning rules and regulations. If you are new to canning, I suggest you always do that. Follow the recipe. That's been proven to be safe. Once you start canning more and you feel like taking risks, that's up to you. But I recommend following the safe canning directions. But I didn't do all of that today, but that's okay. The couple of things I can today won't be around very long, so we don't have to worry about it spoiling on the shelf in a year from now. But anyway, y'all, that's it. We vacuum sealed some spicy peppers, some sweet peppers. We canned dill pickles as well as hot peppers and that wonderful, disgusting okra. So that's just a day in the kitchen, a quick day in the kitchen just to get some stuff off of my harvest table. Got to make room for other things. If you enjoy the video, please consider subscribing to the channel, turning on notifications, and telling your friends and family all about it. So until next time, and I hope there will be a next time that you hang out at Kim's Cozy Corner with me. Bye.